is what it is. Also, I did not pull that up because I'm a little dumbfounded by the things that I've done to my own settings, but here's the scoreboard for the moment, and hopefully that won't get reset in a hot moment. Zektast, Itho2, Herald, and Cthulhu left? Or who was that? I don't even remember. Anywho, we can move on. So whatever we get is what we get. We get Zektast, Fatalist, all perks, Ayaka, and we'll get this show on the road. So Onyx Medallion stuff. It's actually been a while, but knowing we're on Zektast, we don't have much time to spare anyway. Still though, Eldritch Parasite would be much appreciated. A second encounter, light, knowledge, strength, Takshisan, and maybe dexterity. But overall, just gonna take 6 stamina damage. Unless we get Eldritch. If we get Eldritch Possession, everything's fine. If we don't, or we get flashbacks twice immediately, guess we die, but that's real-life RNG kicking in. While some people would not like that, I just have to take it in the face, at least for this challenge, so yeah. So I have two options. I can either try to rush mysteries and level up through completing mysteries immediately, which will be absolutely abysmal for running into encounters and running away, because then my doom shoots up through the roof, or I can look for Blood Mania and or Eldritch Parasite immediately in the History Club, while grabbing curses from the Witch Tree, which is often recommended as Ayaka. But if you die from flashback, or you do need to be on the lookout for curses that are harming your stats, because especially on Zektast, you will die very, very quickly. So that being said, I do think I want a weapon of some sort. Funny enough, Ayaka has a prepare item that gives her the ability to fight ghosts normally, but even with that, we don't want to take Recluse. There's Ramen here, that's a safer one. I probably want to save that for last, so let's take a mystery, and we get double fungal growth, but at least we don't die immediately, so we'll check the History Club once. Might as well, better than 0. Oh, we're on all perks, never mind, I guess we're gonna die. So, yeah, instead of curses, we now want to go for, or instead of spells or anything else, we do want to go for fun, so we get another fungal growth for our trouble, but we'll just have to live with it for now, and we need to grab a weapon of some kind. So, guess Army Knife it's gonna be, but we are Ayaka, and we could die immediately. Well, very quicker than we think. We have 2 ZST to make up as Ayaka, and that's not often good. So, the most we have is this Army Knife, and we're probably going to be swinging wildly, all things considered. We're also going to be failing a lot, because as a low stat starting character, that's just the theoretical math that works out. But if we can somehow survive, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's see, Village and a thing. We know we have Ramen, and we know I have Recluse, but it's not like that's going to really help us anyway. We could get Vigil, and then me putting the patrols downtown would be useless, or I could have Akamanto and Sailors, and we do have Ramen, so we know we're visiting the downtown location at least a few times. That being said, again, we could immediately get Bulletin and or Vigil and just feel bad, but that's just going to be what we have to do. Alternatively, a Katana would be nice. That would help this run immensely. And now what I'd be worried about most, actually we don't have 2 ZST, it's 4 ZST, because at 4 stat, if your stat starts at 4, you will die at 84% doom through Zektast effects. So, well, aside from just Zektast events helping me in general, but that's not always going to be guaranteed. I need to do a thing really quickly. 3, 2, 1, and then back to the game we go. But at least in encounters, I don't have to feel as bad. Now, that means I should not have done a thing. I also should not have saved that dog, or tried to save that dog. But at least we get out. We can go for Recluse now, but because we don't know what's about to happen to my face... do I? I guess maybe we find out. We not only have 3 ZST, thankfully, but I guess we can take it now. Is that a good idea? I'm going to take it now. I don't know if I'm going to get to recover any more reason later on, aside from resting, obviously, but hopefully we survive. I think trading stamina for reason is 2 stamina for 1 reason. But for the moment, well, if we run into that, now we need to take the roll. But until that moment, let's continue making decisions that we know should be working out for us as we proceed to roll. I mean, Ayaka stats as low as they are, doesn't matter when you're rolling so high. I mean, it does not, like... I mean, hopefully you understand my logic, right? If you're going to roll 10s, 11s, and 12s, most of the time, you don't really care how low your stats are when you're running into events, so... yeah. Now, I do have a stuffed toy and a free curse removal. I guess I should deal with those. And brain damage especially, because of painful things. But, need a battery change, and I think we might even die for that. But I guess we'll find out. At the start of each encounter as well. So right now, I need to get rid of Fearful. Insomnia we'll just have to live with. But we cannot afford to take any more reason through encounters. We're probably going to continue fighting encounters, so... we'll hope. I think we get to near 2-shot? Yeah, we get to 2-shot this because of Katana. Katana is the saving grace here, but it's not over yet, so I could just absolutely die. An adrenaline would be appreciated. Thank you for getting rid of the bath. I really needed that. You have handling, CQC, and deduction. Guess we're taking deduction. Not like we can use anything else. And we need to take perception, by the way. So really, the perks that we get in this all-perk run are going to be the only things that can save us. Because we won't be able to heal anywhere else. In Smasu Look Mind Wipe? Alright, cool. And we're in painting, so we're stuck here. What a way for RNG to go, man. If I wanted to be safe, I should have just taken Ramen, but I didn't know I was going to run into this, so... can we even do this? Yeah, I think so. We can't do that, but we can do this. So, one-shot this guy. Is there anything else I want to do? I could trade stamina for reason, but that... I'm near enough about to die to reason anyway, because the mansion threat level is at max, and I don't remember if force is at high, but I guess we're going to find out, because we're forced to lose to reason here. There was no chance for us to get outdoorsman, so I guess we just get reset, alright? Like, that was... the Katana was like, oh yeah, maybe we can do it. And then the rest of the game and my choices were like, nope, die. So really what I should have done there was I should have taken Ramen and rested. I took a chance, and the odds were in my favor. I could have gotten like Festival, I could have gotten any town mystery and been able to rest. I just happened to get one of the few mysteries where you cannot rest at all, like Vigil, or what I was in painting, so... I think I showed you the scoreboard, but just in case I didn't, let me do it. Oh my goodness, Jordan, why are you so scuffed right now? That is not OBS, this is OBS. And I should set a hotkey for this, but funny enough, I mean, yeah, I really just should set a hotkey for that. There's no reason why not to. As we get to Yogatag Medical History Character Exclusive Random Item Haru. Because, yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm going to set it to a hotkey that I've often pressed playing World of Horror, so Strength, Light... second encounter, knowledge, Takshisan, and maybe a charisma check. But we're going to take about 3 stamina damage, if nothing else, before we move on. We are Haru, though, so I'm a bit more familiar playing with this than thinking about how I want to play through Ayaka. But, I mean, Ayaka isn't really... once you know the game to some extent, and that's really not a high bar, you can pretty much play Ayaka reliably, in my opinion. Metamorphosis... Ramen, footage, Kana, and eels. So, away we go. And then we'll do this. Yeah, because I died to the events in there, and that's not really much you can do about a character's base stats, unless you want to play as... unless you choose to play as characters, or have custom characters to play as. Then I guess it changes a bit, but... while we're here, let's do this, and we'll take 1 curse... this time I'll grab 2 packs of cigarettes. I stumbled there because I saw Insmasu look, and now I'm a bit sad. But for the moment, we'll be doing okay. So we'll grab another pack of cigarettes, or we should be able to. Nope, they cost 5 funds, so I guess I'm going to prepare one more time and take out of funds to the face. We're also going to visit this police station, but yeah, we need to do stuff. So... what are our max threat levels? We have a thing, I forgot my mysteries. I don't know why I do that to myself. Well, hey. We can at least set the police station to the school. Usually you're visiting the school in downtown. It's hard to find a run where... or you're more often to find a run, gonna be in a part of a run where you are investigating the school or downtown at least a few times. Not even just once. If it was only once, then obviously things change. Also... more funds. But for the moment, I'm just gonna smoke cigarettes now. I'm not gonna take any more risks. And, well, I mean, we could have actually saved one of those cigarettes, actually. Once you are under the effect of nicotine rush, it's not like having more cigarettes does anything. So, for example, there, I could have had 12 reason right now instead of 11 reason. Small little optimizations, but they do matter over the course of a run, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll do that. 3 out of 4 kicks. Thank you very much. We get these burnt notes, not like they matter, but more importantly, we want to visit this monument because monument. And we need 5 funds for a pack of cigarettes, otherwise we can just hold on to these funds. I should have enough cigarettes for the rest of the run. Otherwise, this will grant me 2 funds, or STE, but shouldn't run to STE either. And if I do, well, the run's over. Straight up. But while we have the funds, I guess I can buy these sailors around and then go save Kana. I would like to do 4 kicks in a row. If I'm playing in this way, you normally want some kind of damage mitigation. Can we go? Can you just start appearing? Why do I have to click on you like that? Anywho. But yeah, if you're not gonna brace at all, yeah, we do want Kana, because otherwise, like, what's the point of bracing on 2 damage when you're probably might even get less for it? But in the case of kicks, you can guarantee a kick, but it's just that you usually want to do damage dealt per damage taken is usually lower. Now, it's guaranteed damage dealt, but you would rather go for the potential 12 than guaranteed 3 per 2 damage, in the case of that you have damage mitigation. When you don't have damage mitigation, then 3 damage kicks per 1 damage is very enticing compared to 12 damage for 3 HP, theoretically speaking. So we might as well, I mean, not really a point to it, but we'll fill the bottle of water again. Metamorphosis Ramen Hell footage. Okay, well, we are visiting the school like a few times, but I don't think so. I think we're actually done. But while we're dealing with roads closed shenanigans, if we, in fear of it, we will do other things. Also, we're on the Gautag, so we do kind of have to worry about our Doom shooting up through the roof, but for the moment, we should be fine. Now, would I like core strength as well? Sure, but we do not have it yet. We're about to level up, but the most important part is we'll at least be able to level up once before Metamorphosis. And if we can get core strength, that would be fine. Otherwise, yeah, another pack of cigarettes might be nice, but I might have enough for the run, so I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I know we have hell and footage right now, so we could end up burning through a whole bunch of cigarettes, but let's kind of hope for a moment that maybe it's not so bad. And if I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong. Basically, we can't visit every single location in both Household Hell and footage. That would probably result in me losing all these cigarettes. But we're going to find out right now. Nice 12 roll on knowledge, by the way. I appreciate that stats matter in this game. I mean, in that way, if we're to tangent for a bit, because there's nothing really exciting happening on screen right now, in a TRPG, right, you are still You are still hoping for RNG and that your stats don't matter. Or hoping that your stats do matter, even though they kind of don't. Because, well, when you roll a dice or something, doesn't matter how high your stats are unless you... doesn't matter how high your stats are. If the dice rolls a nat 20 against you, then you just die. Unless, of course, the GM decides to have mercy on you, but that can be a topic of hot debate, because some people were like, well, what's the point of the dice? But at the same time, if you take the other side that says, nice 11 roll on perception, by the way, and we did visit every single... Oh, my goodness, I hate myself. But if someone keeps rolling nat 20s, and there is a subset of people who do that, at least 3 times in a row, the GM, I think, does deserve to kind of just go, okay, that's a bit oof, so here we go, here's another chance for whatever reason, like, I'm just gonna pretend like it's not. But obviously, if you like the spirit of things, I guess, then you would go, okay, whatever the dice rolls, the dice rolls. But again, that does mean a subset of players are going to just have a bad time. You know, I was just hoping that I would pass one of these, and I kept rolling 10s, 12s, and in this case, 9 plus 1s, but, you know, I have no source of reason healing, do I? Nope. So I guess we'll just die. And move on. Our score is reset anyway, so it's not like we could have done anything else, or it's not like I need to really be sad about it, but it doesn't set a good precedent. As we get to Ath, Exquisite Taste, Character Exclusive, Randomized Ayaka again, and we finally have character perks. Well, who would pick all perks as Ayaka, Jordan? Well, when you're hitting quick play, Taxi-san, Knowledge, Strength, Second Encounter, Second Mystery, and Knowledge, but probably, unless we get the Eldritch, or the Elderworldly, the Possession for stats, we are going to take 6 stamina damage. But anywho, I should set the Monument here, because it's not like I need the Illegal Den, but I'm making a value bet against myself and saying Ward is coming, so let's see what happens. And if we get 2 flashbacks in a row, again, that's just bad luck that I accept in the face. Now, you don't have to. I don't control how you're doing it, and I won't look down on you for doing such a thing, like, oh, I don't count this run. Botanist, Ward, Kana, Ramen, and Flood. So, probably going to be Kana into either Ward or Flood immediately. But more importantly, we get Cursed Signs and a thing. Also, yes, good luck, but we did get reset, so that's... Woo! Cursed Signs, Insomnia. We'll visit History Club once. We did not see a single Ayaka perk. We'll try it again. And, okay, I'm just gonna walk away. Might as well walk away. There's no reason to do the thing. We will visit the Witch Tree, though, and we will gamble for spells. We take Mind Wipe, and we take a flashbacks. So, do I really want to gamble with flashbacks? Well, I guess we'll try. Because most times I see people... Whoa, my voice. We were at the 4 last... We were at 5, I think. Yeah, I think we were at 5. Near enough, but unfortunately... Basically RNG stuff, but I mean, it was me. I was ultimately in case you want to get caught up. So I had a choice in Fatalist between Ramen and a mystery I didn't know. I had 1 reason left, and with 1 reason left, knowing that I could have taken Ramen and at least rested on a Zek task run, by the way, and we were Ayaka with all perks, so no Eldritch Possession, no Blood Mania. We had the Katana, but I decided not to choose Ramen, and then we went into painting, because I didn't, obviously, a Fatalist, and then I died, because guess what? I'm gonna fail an event as Ayaka, without any Eldritch Possession and any stat increases, so... Pain. And then, yes, we died. And then we had a Haru run, but that didn't go well either, because I kept rolling 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s. As I was talking about, I think somewhere along the line I was talking about strategy and stuff, and yeah. Yeah, Ayaka's cast all perks, and I'm like, cool! And then I didn't get a single... Didn't even see a Doomed already. Or a good perk, I think. I took the best, but... Yeah, Ayaka's cast, we got strength increased, I think, in that run, but... Like, yeah, it's Ayaka, so you need 2 perception and 1 knowledge somewhere. So that means you can't heal. Well, you can heal, but your doom threshold is obviously lower. And I think we had Recluse, but that wasn't going to be enough doom for me. And again, we were Ayaka. We had the Katana. The Katana was the reason why we could survive through Recluse, but yeah, things happen. So again, we get the salty run back here, but unless we get one of Ayaka's perks, actually, then, yeah, we're not going to get anything. Also, I realized we never got the thingamajiggy or the handcuffs, so guess we're just going to run away from Ward as we get Mind Wipe Hallucinations. We'll Hand Wave away the Mind Wipe there, and visit this Ward in full. Now, at this point, I am just rolling on events here. I shouldn't be, because my stats are so low, but if stats don't matter anyway, you might as well just guess. Now, there is a kind of a fair luck check, but still, it's not like it's going to get any better, right? Or any worse. Because I already assume I'm going to fail a lot, as both Ayaka and Toshiaki. Like, what else am I going to do? Also, we lost rest, right? Why can I not rest? Don't I have rest? I'm going crazy. Anywho, also we're crossing our fingers that we don't get a single flashbacks at the start of a mystery, and we don't get 2 perception lowering thing. I think there's a curse that lowers perception. But since we're Ayaka and we don't really have a lot of can't run from this encounter, by the way. Well, alright, Ayaka, do your best. You know, again, like I say sometimes, when I see other people happen to play Ayaka, it's like, oh, I run into, like, the Canis, the Lunar Cat. Or, oh, I run into, like, heck, even the Obsessed Man, because he could be two-shot. But, nope, here, can't run from Magician Glitched. What god am I at right now? Ath? Yeah. I mean, should we just cast Absorb at this point? We're already losing so much Doom. Yeah, and I think this guarantees the next out. Now, that costs Doom, but... Oh, that's right. Also, we were getting our action nullified, because I was doing 6 actions for old gods know why. Or just gods know why. But we are going to run from this this boss as well. We really can't fight it. Man, I don't know why I do this to myself. We do have to run here. We can't fight this. The weapon would be much appreciated, but no. And now I cross my fingers and pray. Nope. Still not happening. Well, and as I said here, we just have to run. So that's a lot of Doom we have. We have a lot of Doom. And we have Insomnia as well. Are we going to get flashbacks? That would be the cherry on top. Oh, and we lost Bath. Alright, cool. Well, we get Blood Mania. We have to heal Reason, though. Doom Effigy is, like, it's not garbage, but you pretty much don't see its effects. It's a bit of Doom lowering. I think that was also a nerf to Ayaka, as we get Blood Frenzy and Panic. Panic not good for the kicks I want to do, so we will forget it. Blood Frenzy is also not going to help, but I think we have Kana with us, right? Yeah, we have Kana with us, so we actually come out kind of positive. Not that it matters, because if we hit these kicks, then, yeah. We do 20 damage on demand. And that is why you want Blood Mania immediately. That's also why I usually want to visit the tree, but if I'm doing that much damage, let's think about... Yeah, let's actually get rid of flashbacks here. No reason to risk dying immediately because of one cursed draw. Is my logic. But anyway, well, the Theologist is at the school. I accidentally went into here, so we're gonna lose Reason. But we can't forget these spells, so hey. We'll survive for the moment. It's my Doom I'm worried about. And Eldritch Possession would be much appreciated, but for the moment, we do this. Even if we're gonna overheal... there's no point. We don't need the damage researchers when we do so much damage as Ayaka already. In fact, we didn't even top off our Reason, so... What we are going to do is throw Hail Marys with kicks, because it doesn't matter how high the enemy's power level is when kicks is already at 80%. Now, missing 2 out of those 4 kicks is quite bad, but... Can we not do this today? Good. At least we can have average-ish RNG. That being said, I do need to think about my stats and the Lighthouse, because I forgot my second encounter, but for the moment, Botanist and Ramya. So we'll do Botanist now. It's expected. Mind Wipe, by the way. Mind Wipe Hunger. Let's hand wave Mind Wipe, because I do want Eldritch Possession if possible. That will allow me to have a lot more leeway in the thingamajiggy. And I was about to visit the Monument. Well, we could one-shot this. We do. So let's visit the Monument before we level up. Oh, never mind, we don't have Monument because I did Ward. Well, hey. I have to believe in kicks because until pretty much the last mystery here, or this mystery even, I can't really prep kick double shot enemy one-shot enemies, so... Hey, also I was supposed to level up, by the way. I did not. And we didn't get an Ayaka perk anyway, so why do I do this to myself? Why? Why? Help the dog. No! Gosh dang it. I think Eldritch Possession also doesn't increase your luck, funny enough. But while we're... Yeah, we don't want to spend Doom, so yeah, we passed that event, but more importantly, we avoided Doom. Like, this enemy we can one-shot, but I don't often run into these enemies. I run into other enemies that have a higher HP pool. Yeah, dog is 10% chance to get for, like, Ayaka because of her luck. Or just if you believe in your RNG, but that's why I play, so that we can see what happens when you have baddish RNG, and, well, we can still reliably survive. It's just me making mistakes in the middle, before, or afterward. But as we store these notes, yeah, we are going to be taking a Doom hit here, so really, there's no reason for... Well, I did have Ward, but I didn't get the Hospital Pass. That's on me, but normally you'd just be taking Monument anyway. Monument is usually the more consistent pick. It's just that I make a call sometimes, and oftentimes it doesn't go well, so really I should not be enabling the thing. Another Mind Wipe, by the way, and Survivor's Guilt, but We want Eldritch Possession. It is kind of important because there's a good chance we go through this mystery and my Doom doesn't hit 90%. Now it could, but oftentimes it doesn't. So, if your Doom is around like the mid-70s like I started out with, and you're on your last mystery, unless that mystery is like Bulletin or something, with roads closed especially, you're not going to hit 90% Doom. But again, let's not jinx myself. So we get to do a 90% kick. I need to hit 3 of these out of 4? Okay, good. Eldritch Possession, please. Alright, well, I mean, we need the Doom, but... It's like... I'm not wrong when I guessed this, right? Well, we did... Well, thank you for lowering Doom, Ayaka. That's one... along with just Blood Mania in general, but it is something that Ayaka does have. She has a Doom decreasing event, but I don't know what that's... Nah, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. We'll buy a coffee. We have the funds. We have the power. Like, but I'm not wrong in hoping this, right? Nice 11 roll, by the way, but... Whatever, like, we can probably look at all the World of Horror videos of gameplay on Ayaka, and you'll see what the luck really looks like. And we're not even including the topic of difficulty, like, just look at a run where Ayaka's used, and look at what people get on level up compared to me, or other people that are unlucky. That's, should be self-explanatory. Takshisan, Strength, Charisma, second Knowledge, but we should survive no matter what. No, wait, we don't have Eldritch Possession. What am I talking about? Strength, Charisma. So we're losing 3 stamina, and, well, we're now losing 6 stamina, because we have the 6th floor, and 2 reason. So we need to rest at least 3 times. We should still be able to survive. Or 2 times, sorry, because we can do this. We shouldn't have any weird stamina lowering things, right? Insomnia, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we should be fine. So I just walk up. Starting from now, just making sure we don't have anything, but yeah, we can walk up, throw an empty bottle at Takshisan if he doesn't just immediately die. I've complained a lot this run, but all things considered, we're still doing quite well. Now, what happens here is we gamble on 80% and pray. Good. That way we're not gambling on 2 or, old gods forbid, a 90-80-80, but if we can tank the rest of this, we can tank the rest of this. Also, I could have just thrown the empty bottle, but... Again, the Doom is not what we're worried about here, even though I did forget what we're running into. I ran into the Glitch Magician first, right? And then I ran into someone else. I don't actually remember. I want to say this. Yeah, it was. Because I remember... Well, I feel confident that the Glitch Magician was first. That being said, Ward was second because we took Kana. It's easy because I have a logic to how I take mysteries, so it's not as likely for me to forget my second mystery. I have failed it before, but as we pass this Ath run, unfortunately it was an Ath run, which, why I say unfortunately for those who don't know, is because Ath is normally an easier god to play around, but I mean, I'll take the score where we can get it, and off we go. But yeah, as I get into my next run here, Just need some good RNG for a good handful of runs as we get Yogathak, Medical History, All Pricks, Random Item, Ayaka! Well, here's hoping. So, yeah, I think I just want to go with consistent strats here. Charisma, second encounter, Dexterity, Knowledge, maybe every single stat check. Second mystery, and I'll take a sip of water to cool down. We do have a medical kit, but that can be bad for us, because if I sell it and then need to get rid of a major injury, yeah. No, we're gonna do hardware store. Watch me get Ward, by the way, but we'll see. I would gamble again. Let's gamble again. Okay, we get 2 Expel Evils. That's a very interesting start, but we have not gotten out of the woods yet. We're actually going to heal here because we lost 4 stamina for a reason. But our Doom drops by 12%. If that happened normally, I think the game would actually be in your favor. But, again, we'll see. We don't have Ward, so I made a good call. Scissors, Painting, Botanist, Arms, and Teacher. Well... Do I want to gamble on Scissors too? I don't think I want to do that. But then, if we have bad luck, it's Scissors, Arms, Teacher as boss encounters, so I guess we're taking Arms now. Traumatized and Insomnia. Well, it's a good thing my reason is already lowered, so... Funny enough, going for 2 library note uses was actually a smarter decision. I'm not gonna say it was a smart decision, because who knows if I need that max reason for whatever reason, but for now, let's still prepare, because we want to open up funds if nothing else, but we also want to make sure that if random item stats are in effect, and I think they are, we don't have to buy something for 5 funds, as you see right here. This heavy-duty flashlight is also 5 damage, but it's a bit slower, even though it is a bit more accurate, but monkey wrench things. Now, we do die to frostbite, but that's usually not going to happen, so let's hope. And we get to lower dooms. Yeah, this is not a normal run, although we did get coughing blood, so injury that we probably should get rid of. So we're going to trade 2 stamina-ish for that. Just making sure it's sold for 1 fund, though. We get hasty aid, and I just pray it's not a cut artery. Although compared to 0 statting on dexterity, fair enough. Kind of. But anyway, we'll move on. Best character. We love Aika. What do we mean? Best character. And she is a very good character. It's just, why am I getting all perks as Aika? I know why, because I'm choosing to do quick play, but that doesn't mean pain. So, what do we do here? Do we just roll on 50%? I don't want to roll on 50%. In fact, since we have the Doom, we might as well run. That's what the thing was for. So, away we go. Now, if we run to the boss as well, I mean, then it was a good decision to run away, because, yeah, we're going to be losing stamina regardless. But we'll find out. This stream brought to you by the Aika All Perk Association, where, yeah, pain happens. So, let me make a mental note really quickly as I read the letters, because we might as well. We lose 2 funds, and off we go. And we are on Timeline B, so, yeah, we gamble. Not like we can really brace into anything anyway. And off to the races we go. Okay, now I only need to hit it 1 more, but we still have to take this in the face regardless. I might as well just do as much damage as possible, though. And then off we go. Torn Muscle. Is that -1 damage? Gosh dang it. Well, it's a good thing I did prep strong and didn't go lazy, alright? Now that being said, I have to take... If I take scissors now, I am missing damage, so... We are instead going to take Teacher, even though everything is very, very bad. Let me see. Survivor's Guilt, brain damage. We're not worrying about Doom yet. Probably should, kind of, but also I didn't use the police station yet either. I forgot what my mysteries were. Well, hey. Things. So whatever I just fought there was my second encounter, I believe. I forgot what I just fought. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's not cheating if it's built into the game, so I'm going to do this full log. And Vent Crawler. Anywho. There's something else. Oh, get rid of this Torn Muscle. That's kind of important. And away I go. That hasty aid is going to pop at some point, but let's hope it doesn't pop yet. And away I go. Nice 10 roll on Charisma. Can we just roll more 5, 6, and 7s? Can we? I would just like to do that. That would be something I would like to do. I would also like to hit 2 60% in a row. Assuming, but hey, unless I just lose damage like that. Why? Anywho, I know why, but... Still, it's a rhetorical question, but I expect to be answered anyway because of how I'm me. So instead, we're going to just do Desperate Prep Strong, because at least we can do that now. But if we couldn't do that, we're just taking unnecessary damage, basically. I don't even have enough fun, so I actually have to grab a curse here. And it's brain damage, but what can I do? Cold Arm Sinew is pretty bad. So 2 Doom again, plus 2 funds, and whatever I spent getting those funds, but you get the point. It's pretty bad here. Can we not do this today? That would be very, very nice. Or do it less as my Doom shoots up through the roof. Yeah, started with a 12 Doom reduction, proceeded to do things. Also, we'll rest here, why not? And we get absolute garbage. I just want a core strength. Now, there was a run, not recently, but kind of recently, where we got our core strength, adrenaline, and fast swimmer, but we can't be lucky all the time. The more often than not I see runs like this than runs like what I just described. Anywho, I think I just throw a Hail Mary here. I'm out in 2 turns really anyway, regardless. So there's a good chance I'm out in 2 turns regardless. Now, if I miss both of these, or I could just, you know, do nothing. But let me put the sensor on screen really quickly, and we will see what happens. So, yeah, and if I had any of those damage decreasing effects, we would be in a very much worse situation here. So, now we could take super injuries here because of everything popping at the same time, but not much I can do about that, is there? Not like I can handcuff the school. Again, don't let it go unsaid that we don't try to deal with bad RNG here, but we do normally deal with bad RNG. So if you want to see a more harrowing experience, feel free to visit my streams and videos more. But in the meanwhile, I'll also again always admit that I make mistakes on my own anyway. So basically, seeing how an average person who is not as great at, you know, being a functioning human being in terms of video games, how they go through life. Again, I'll never forget what someone I watch has said before, and they're like, when they go, well, I don't understand how people can't be consistent, but I think the more exact phrasing was, we do probably want to fight the nerfed scissor lady here, by the way, but they said, I don't understand how people can make mistakes once you've put things into muscle memory and done things over and over again. Like, once you've gone and repeated things so many times, I don't understand how you can mess something up. Again, this had to do more with, you know, the player themselves and how you... We have 3 knowledge, by the way, we can't do that. And how you might miss up something. So, say you need to enter a very specific set of commands like right up right on your keyboard in the span of 45 frames. So, how can someone fail to, you know, hit right up right in the span of 45 frames after they've done it 100 times? The simple answer is yes. If you're being condescending with a comment like what I just mentioned, then yes, then not every human being can perform at the level that you, or, you know, just they can't do it off consistently. And in my case, that is the way it goes. I can go for a thing here. Do I want to? I don't think so. This game is bad. Yeah, this game is a bad example for that, though, because there's a lot more RNG involved. So, again, I understand where the comment comes from, so I actually do agree. And I understand that that's a problem with myself more than anyone else, but I have tried to explain this before in a way that makes more sense. I don't think we can actually fight this, right? If I want to fight Scissor Lady. Yeah, my Doom is shooting up through the roof, but in the interest of fighting the Scissor Lady and coming out alive, as we take an extra point of stamina damage there, yeah. So, yeah, and I'm not going to say any more than that, because, there are, I think, as we move into another topic, because I can't pretty much autopilot through this, I can throw the wooden bat if I don't hit this. We just want to tank this in the face. But yeah, oftentimes I'm not very specific. I use very vague, and I speak things more conceptually, and that might sound disingenuous, but I hope you get where I'm going with this. But we do thankfully hit both attacks. But obviously, on the opposite side of things, there are moments when I'll put people on blast because, I mean, it just makes more sense. Now, I wouldn't do that in a very, if you're dealing with legal proceedings and whatnot, I'd probably do it a lot less, but I understand if there are moments to do it. Also, adrenaline, so thank goodness for that. I'm actually going to take a point in strength, though, and we're going to move on. So, botanist painting, right? In our last ones, I guess we'll do painting now. Yes, I only have 4 stamina for a reason. And at this point, yeah, I probably died more times taking painting before a town mystery than the reverse when I need to heal, but I promise you that I've done a lot of more runs as well, or a lot of runs where I've taken a town mystery and then painting or something like that, and have paid the price for it. And by that, I mean just outright die. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, I should have known better, but still. We have 5 dexterity, but this loses stamina when you fail anyway, so we'll do our best. We'll take this flashlight, and we cross our fingers. There's still the Cadaver Theater, so we'll see, but yeah, on the topic of being consistent and whatnot, it is also penalty damage in the mansion. Have I tried Throne in Liberty? No, I've heard about it, but no. But I often hear about a lot of games and then never get to try them. But I can actually look that up as I'm fighting this here, and when I say fight this, I mean not fight this, because we don't have the HP to do so. So let me do that over here, and I will move on with the game as well. So, MMORPG I'm seeing. Yeah, that's right, that sounds about right. If it's exactly what I'm thinking of, though. If it's an MMORPG, though, I'm just gonna be sad enough to say I don't have the time. I'm just gonna immediately say that I've heard about it, but yeah. Published by Amazon. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. That it is published by Amazon. But let me do a thing here. As I think about how I'm going to survive, I think I can actually still survive this, but Hunger Flashbacks. But we don't have the Doom to spare anyway, and I don't even think I want a monument, but we'll do it once. If it's reason, so be it. It's not, but we just have to live with whatever we get. And then we hope. Oh yeah, it even looks like a game I'm not going to be able to play, but I think I've also seen more on this game than I thought. Or am I thinking of another game? There's a reason why, there was another reason why I was kind of iffy, but yeah, even its specs are probably not going to be up to what I'm comfortable with, so no. So, yeah, I think I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it wasn't Throne of Liberty, so I don't want to say something that I think is untrue in terms of seeing opinions on it. Also, ammo stash for no reason. I guess we might as well just take this. We're actually going to heal reason here, by the way, just as a kind of premonition for myself. But yeah, MMORPGs, if I'm going to come back to any MMORPG, it's going to be FF14. Just, I've already decided on that front, kind of. I've thought about this when I think about my channel and whatnot, so... You later heard about it 2 hours before the open beta came out, so you're totally blind. Yeah. And there's a reason, like, if it's an open beta and you feel you have the time to spare, do it, because open betas exist for that very reason. But, yeah, I don't have the time. Down trail yesterday for FF14 also, yeah. People are having a lot of fun there. Also, this should one-shot this encounter, right? I do have the handcuffs, but I think I also have Toxics on. I also forgot my second encounter, but you know what? We'll deal with it. So I did need the reason, by the way, otherwise I would have died there. But let's see if we even still survive. Nope. We just keep failing. So as long as we keep failing, ping. We have to take the no money for subscription, so next month. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's MMOR. Like, they're pretty much... They're... If you remove the subscription fee, there's no other way to get money. I was going to say a free game, but that doesn't make sense. So... A subscription-based game, that's where the money is made. People subscribing to the game. So, there are positives and minuses, obviously. The minus is that you're taking a risk in that you're hoping a lot of people play your game, because there are more than a handful of games that are subscription-based that are definitely MMORPGs. So you are in a very... The number... Also, nice Doom increase, by the way. I think we just die here no matter what. Yeah, we die here no matter what. But, yeah. And it has a lot to buy in the Mog Station, but again, none of those are particularly required, unless you're trying to save time, obviously, but oftentimes, if you've never played FF14 before, I really highly do not recommend skip potions, we'll call them, as I die here no matter what. But, yes, that is true. I was going to talk about that, but again, the reason why I don't is because it's, like, optional. There's no gameplay value. I mean, you don't get a gameplay advantage aside from skip potions and your real-life time, if you want to consider that an advantage, but... And it's not like you can skip to the max level anyway. It's and it's mainly for fashion stuff, emotes. I've seen the store before, and in fact, I think I may have used it once or twice. But if I have, it's probably Fantasia. Also, yes, we did get reset there, so let me show you the scoreboard. But, yes, in subscription-based games, you are playing with a limited audience because it's so much... Basically, you're trying to buy people's time because that's what people don't have when they are trying to play many MMORPGs. They don't have as much time, unless you are, you know, you're rich. But the Totu Fatalist all perks... Oh my goodness, you can't make this up. Well, I know what the thumbnail of this video is going to be, if it's not just a scoreboard, but... Give me some good perks. That's all I ask. You can give me as much Doom, but... Let's press the Q button. No, I'm gonna have to live with this second... I mean, our score's reset, so theoretically I could, but there's no fun in that. Toxic on Charisma, Strength, and Light. And so, yeah, you're trying to buy people's time. So, while the game is... You know, aside from the subscription, you don't really need to pay anything else, and you can kind of get... You can get into FF14 for quite a little bit of amount, and there are even free trials here and there. So, oh, you know, I'm gonna go hardware store. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. But anywho. Again, yeah, but you're trying to buy a limited time that you may not have. Thankfully, for FF14, they've been doing a good job because they do a good job. But Akamanto, Ramen, Mysteries. And immediately into Metamorphosis. Alright, well, guess I die. We'll do our best, but I'm pretty sure we, like, this is not looking good. If there was a prediction number on screen, it would be, like, at 66% right now or something like that. Anywho, we'll get rid of this. We'll prepare twice and I guess roll another. The only reason why, for obvious reasons, but if it's not as obvious to you, why I take funds or use the tree at all as Ayaka is because I'm Ayaka, and so with the Onyx Medallion, I get to toss away curses later on if I so choose. But either way, it's not looking good, so yeah. Said R, yeah, because you're playing a bunch of, yeah, I believe that's, yeah, for Isaac, it's R, but again, I mean, if you're trying to do a thing, obviously it exists for a reason. It's a nice quality of life. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist, but for myself, I often don't try to hit Q or force quit out, rage quit from a basic. In a way, it's a rage quit, right? But anywho, we're gonna actually police station here. We might as well. Now, do I survive this? Because Meat Horror is bugged, and I can't brace as Ayaka, so if we take super damage, I can't really do much all about that. And yeah, I completely forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, not going to get into any MMORPGs. I was talking about something else, and I wanted to talk about it, but anywho. We'll move on. Also, I'm looking at a thing really quickly here. I'm really interested to see what happens as I look at a thing. And I think it's going to be okay, but we'll find out. So, without further ado, you do a lot of World of Horror, sometimes the game just shows. Yeah, again, you do it to your own imperative. And it's probably going to be as balanced as we get going into Meat Horror. But again, he is bugged, so... Oh, even if we go for an RNG play here, we don't get anything. So I guess I just have to hope that he doesn't bug out the damage, and I just pray. I pray. Because I can't even brace anyway. Yeah, wow, this is not good. Well, I can't even do Desperate Struggle to get out of this. We can brace, but... That's probably one of the only ways we get out of this. Can we throw the chalk, by the way? I don't think it does a lot of damage. So instead, we're going to do this. Can we even do this? We can. But we have to throw the monkey wrench because we don't have much else, do we? No, we don't. We can't dodge into anything significant. I mean, well, I should have gone. No. This is the better long-term play. If I dodge, we're going to go for it. We reset anyway. And it's not because I'm giving up, it's because it's literally the best choice I have for myself. Assuming I don't die, but thankfully we didn't die, so hey. We can win a coin flip, but we're still Ayaka on all perks, so... Cross my fingers and hope to not die, literally. Ramen, so we'll try to save Akamanto for last. Well, we got Kana now. Also, we're on a Thotu, that's why we're taking so much damage. But now that we have Kana, things are kind of balanced a bit. Not really, but we'll do our best. I think. We don't have the fumes, alright? So we're gonna actually rest twice here with the doom we got from that event. And off we go. As much as I complain about a thingy, we're actually gonna do this here. Nope, we get nothing. Pain, basically. A lot of pain. Let me lean back and take a deep breath for a moment before I move on. Oh, I drank all my water. I have nothing else to cool me down. Figuratively and literally. So. Well, I mean, it's not like we can brace, but I don't want to run. So I guess we're going to take this the concussion, sorry, to the face. We did hit both attacks, but only for how long, right? How is it where I am? Well, I saying cool down because I am, drinking water and, in the room that I'm in, I'm currently sweating. Now, that doesn't mean things are necessarily too hot or too cold, depending. But hot, I meant that also figuratively, but oof. I am dealing with the thing. Nice death, by the way. Thankfully, that doesn't kill me immediately, but, it would be nice to survive, wouldn't it? So, moving on. I just thought the one time, and it happened to get a cut artery here as well, so nice little wombo combo there. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. I have to get rid of the cursed cut artery. I have to. It's almost near non-negotiable. You can survive an entire run without it, but why would you? And if you get out of funds, we'll trade either Reason or Doom. At this point, probably Reason. My Doom is rising a bit high. But I'll do my best. Alright, well... we have 8 Reason. We might as well throw the gamble here. I need something. I need another adrenaline. Thank you very much for that. At least something good can happen, but hey. It's not over yet, is what I'm trying to say. Help her. Okay, cool. No character has 8 luck, even with the +2 modifier, so, I mean... Just accept my fate. Just accept my fate. That's all I can really say. Marinating yourself and you hate sweating. Yeah. Yeah, it is uncomfortable, isn't it? I think I would... I mean, either one is bad. If we're talking about philosophicals, if we're talking about a would I rather situation, would I rather be under intense heat or in the chilling cold? And I think I would still rather be in an intense heat. Because in the chilling cold, you can actually lose limbs. Whereas, I mean, if both situations provide a lot of the same thing... yeah, I would normally take the heat, but I understand they're both bad anyway. It would be a very minor reason, a very minor victory for the heat, because both I really hate. That being said, we'll switch to police station here. It seems like we might have a lot of school investigations, but when we get mermaids, I'm gonna slap myself. Also, 2 fungal growths, by the way. Not that those are really affecting me. Fearful is gonna be more painful. So off I go. We are going to get Akamanto's mask. The thing here is I need to rest, don't I? Yeah, I do. I might as well tree one more time. We get holes for our trouble, but we need the stamina. And then we rest like 3 times anyway. And move on. If it's too hot, it becomes the... yeah. Again, it's not like it wins by a lot. But if I had to choose between one or the other, I would probably take the intense heat. We're going to take the reason damage here, by the way. And move on. Like, it's like, how do I know? Well, also because it's luck, but how do I know? So we'll take reason again. I know we're in Akamanto, but still. We gotta do our best here. We gotta continue doing our best. PP using to hydrate, yeah. I haven't heard about that, but I wouldn't doubt it. Also, 1 reason left. Can we even one-shot Akamanto here? I guess we're gonna find out. Otherwise, either way, we're going to deal with the thing here, so we're going to roll on a 60%. I don't want to miss both attacks, so we'll just do that before we move on. Now, am I in a bad way here because I was leaving myself at 1 reason? I feel like I may be. Ooh, yeah, I am. Well, if I missed 160%, there's no way I miss a second 55, right? Good. Those movies are super worth to watch if I want something to watch. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, I'm mainly a weeb in that I watch a lot of anime and stuff, and cartoons in general. But it's not like I think I've talked about watching The Boys, right? So, hey. Also, I'll keep Ayaka's Chalk equipped for now until I know I'm not going to run into any ghosts. Suicidal Mind Wipe. That removed my level up, so I should have leveled up earlier. That was my fault. Parting Gift Daddy's Girl on my own, but we have Kana, so instead Daddy's Girl. We're going to take reason here in fear of dying to reason, so hey, and away we go. You'd either like yourself a good movie. Yeah, same for me. I think, even though I prefer, obviously, Japanese content in general, because I've also, watched a lot of variety stuff, and really a lot of Japanese, Korean variety, obviously, but hey, also, do I want to take this in the face, actually? Ah, 57%. I don't want to gamble again, but I also want to take. I don't want to take. I think I'll just take 2 ult here if I brace and guarantee a kick. It's not the best choice, but it's all I have. Because I don't want to run again. Well, that's right. We are also on medical history, so pain. But anywho. We do get out. But hey. We'll move on. Also not sponsored by it, by the way. But yeah, The Boys did just finish their 4th season. I think the last episode of the season came out yesterday-ish. And funny enough, it was called... The title of the last episode was called something, but because of, let's just say, recent events in America, it had to get its title changed. Just out of, being... because you gotta... I don't think you can stick with a title that it was planning to go for when you considering recent events. So, yeah. Again, I have to be careful about the robots because I'm not a political channel, so there's no reason for me to do what I do. But, didn't catch up on my Princess Maker videos. A lot happened in one day. Yeah, that happened too. I think there is... again, I don't want to say too much because I'm not a political channel. So there's no point in me trying to be informative when I'm not informed at all. We'll roll on 288% here, by the way. But yes, oh my god. I knew better than that, but I just thought I didn't. Maybe I could do what people do normally. We're reset anyway, so off we go. Maybe this just isn't the day. There's no way I get Aika again, right? On all perks, at least. We might get Aika again. Fatalist again, though. Herald, character exclusive, Mimi this time. Alright, good. A lot of reveals, yeah. I figured that there's a lot in the world happening. Yeah, in video games, I didn't really pay attention to that much. Again, I keep my ear to the ground, but I don't often... Yeah, funny enough, I do miss releases when they occur, or news releases as well. Second mystery, strength, light, second encounter as well, dexterity, and knowledge. So, probably 6 stamina, because I'll get knowledge to 8, theoretically speaking. Sometimes I don't, but we'll see. Because whether or not I get knowledge to 8 as Mimi, if I don't get knowledge to 8 as Mimi, I'm probably increasing strength. That's why. So either way, both one stat will be hitting 8. Unless I get an injury or something, but oftentimes I do get one of them to 8. We're on Fatalist again though, so knowledge thing, I'll actually take scissors first. In the interest of possibly getting a better weapon. Which we will be getting a better weapon. Unless we just straight up die, but we'll see. And away I go. So let me see here. I'm trying to think. What other releases am I looking forward to? If possible, I want to try out Frostpunk 2. If not, just because I love Frostpunk in the 1 in general. But if I can't... I mean, if I can get into the, obviously, a more popular game when it comes out, like Wilds when it comes out. Dawn Trail is a specific example of me avoiding it. Esports World Cup going on for CS2 right now. You have so much entertainment. Yeah, definitely a lot of entertainment to take in. I'm going to run away here, by the way. But as in terms of just personal game consumption, I think there's a bit that I am not... going to be in tune for. Oh my goodness, I rolled an 8. No, man. Anywho, I think we still get out here, kind of. But we'll see. Well, we don't have a precise date, but yeah, again, they're in the far future, but I do have enough under my plate as it is already, if I don't just have other games I can go back to. So, again, that's what I'm usually kind of thinking of when I'm thinking of things I could and could not do. Also... Well, she hasn't raised her scissors yet, but we probably just still want to... No, we can't even take this in the face. Well, we can brace into something. Is it going to be enough? Yes. Because if I do this, throw the empty bottle, we'll be okay. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are keeping an eye on Wilds. But I'm trying to think of any other games I could get into that are coming out or have come out recently. But at this point, games that are coming out is what I'm looking at particularly. And yeah, I can't really think of any much more off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure I have some things on my wish list, including... I guess I should just go look at my Steam wish list. That's a pretty good way for me to think. I don't know why I'm looking there, but if I don't have it available, I will just go to my thing anyway. We'll heal Reason here and move on. We'll take a mystery. That's either nails or bulletin, but hey. Oh, well, recluse. Well, let's hope we survive here. We might not survive, actually. We're gonna find out. I need to trade... I don't think I may not even survive. I guess we're really gonna find out. Okay, well, we need at least 4 or 5 reasons to hope to survive. But yeah, this is the risk I take. Take a bath of stamina, doesn't increase reason at all. Get the stuffed toy, I don't know if that does anything at all for me either. We'll check them later, take stamina damage, and we hope and we pray. Yeah, I could go back to Hades too, I could go back to Path of the Midnight Sun, I could play one of the RPGs, or both of the RPGs I played before, or try to play the other sequels to Alchemy Blues games in Japanese. We have 3 reasons, so we're just gonna die. We can't even dodge. Buffed action, by the way. If we had 5 dexterity, we'd be able to do it, but we literally don't have any other alternative. We actually don't. Why? We have an alternative. It's to guess our ghost ritual and hope we get it. So 5 claps in a row. Hey! Nope, it was not that. We only got 1 clap right, so we're just gonna guess again. Even though we're probably gonna die here. Yeah, we have no way to survive, so we have no way to survive. I got 1 move right. Are you serious? Watch me get this one right. Nope, 3 ritual move. Okay, so moving on. We're already reset anyway. But that was because of Fatalist Mystery RNG, so yeah, I could have played that better, but still. Azal World of Horror All Perks Random Item Stats. The biggest change would have been Yashiro. Not Yashiro, but the biggest change would have been not going for the Cursed Scissors. Or picking any other mystery first, but I made my choice and I died. Second, Takshisan Light. Strength and Dexterity. So every single non-stat check, Strength and Dexterity. And away we go. Hey, if some people don't like Toshiaki and love Yashiro, I'm allowed to not like Yashiro as much, gameplay-wise at least, and love Toshiaki. But, I mean, we can make him work, it's just that he's usually not my recommended pick. Although I have survived more runs as Yashiro than most other characters, apparently, so anywho, Recluse, Metamorphosis, Ramen, Botanist, and Scissor. We'll do the Scissors thing again. We are on Azal, but for the moment, we don't have to worry about any curses and Azal things. So off we go. 4 damage, 102 speed. Oh well, goodness. We are on Timeline A. Yashiro might be able to tank all of this, but depends if we stick with 12 or 13 and stamina and above. 13 stamina and or reason and above, and that's asking for a lot, so we are really, really, really hoping. Oh, what was I gonna... Yeah, looking at my thingamajiggy. The sequel to Valhalla was what I was gonna say, but yeah, Nirvana, Rift of the Necro Dancer. If possible, Frostpunk 2, assuming I can even run that game. My biggest worry about Frostpunk 2 is if I'm even gonna be able to run that game, and that's a me thing, but hey. I also have a bunch of old games here, but if we're talking about games that are more recent, yeah, those. I mean, yeah, if I want to save on HP, I should just run here. And off we go. We're gonna lock in the Cursed Scissors. 20 minutes till dawn, Ember Path, if that is. And then Slay the Spire 2, obviously, but hey. Can I do this, by the way? No, we just want to run again, don't we? Yeah, we do. We have Metamorphosis. I think we have something else that can lower Doom. Recluse. Yeah, we have Recluse, so in the interest of things, we don't want to take Recluse after Scissors, though. Non-ending A. Because we're probably going to be in a lot of pain. And if the previous run wasn't anything to learn from, yeah, we don't want to take Recluse after Scissors, usually. We can still at least do this, but is it going to be good for us? Because we get bonus damage. But as long as nothing exceptionally weird happens, we should be okay. Yeah. We just take a whole bunch of damage here. But, as we go to the Negative Fate, we can throw the wooden bat and end this encounter in 1. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I have some time right now to just go completely wild and play any game on not any game, but games that would be normally available through PSN, through the PS Plus subscriptions, if you don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess you can kind of look it up online for yourself if you're interested. And yeah, maybe I can stream a game and or make videos on them. It's for a limited time, because obviously, I mean, let's say it outright. I have a subscription monthly. I have a monthly subscription available to get games. And if you don't know, when you subscribe to PS Plus, and while there are tiers, depending on the tiers, as we failed at check, so let's just press twice, because we're also at Metamorphosis. But, I should have actually put the police patrols in DC side. We can do it now as we continue failing. Oh, we do not want to continue failing, by the way. But yeah, there are different tiers, and essentially they allow you to play games for free while you're under the subscription service. But once you lose it, you do lose a lot of benefits. So, and to keep those benefits, yes, you do have to stay subscribed. So whether you like that or not, the fact of the matter is I do have some time available to play a game there. So if you want to see me play something from there, let me know. Otherwise, I'll stick to PC and just recording and doing things. Persona 5, we actually just have that game in general, so I could just end up doing a playthrough of that game. Although I've played through it, I think, a few times by now. I don't know if I've ever finished Royale, though. I definitely finished Persona 5. That's why I've talked about, like, yeah, Futaba, yeah. But, anywho. And yeah, now it's available on PSN. A lot of games have become available through PSN. I probably didn't want to do that. No, I did not want to do that. But it's too late. So here we get. Oh, we had Fearful as well. Do we even get out of this? I don't even know if we do anymore. We can brace, but we need to go for this. So we hope and pray. But yeah, if you just want me to see me do a playthrough, at least a trying to play video, because I don't know how interested people will be. Yeah. Well, if I hit both of those attacks, I think we still get out here. Yeah, we still get out here, but would have been nice, although I should have just done that. Also, Parasite, because I forgot. Oh, we have 2 curses, that's why. Strength and Resolve. Oh, that's right. We have this now. I completely forgot about this. Why do you lose 5 stamina for that? But either way, I'm losing a lot of reason anyway. Anywho. Oh, nice losing bath, by the way. That's not what I wanted to see, but I want to check the misery. Oh, yeah, 1 for each injury, 1 for each curse. And then I guess this counts as a curse or something. That's why we're losing 3 doom. I'm going crazy. Anywho. Yeah, I completely forgot that was a change that the Ominous Letter got. You can increase or lower your faith based on the actions here. So you can lose 3 faith and remove 5 stamina. Or you can increase your faith by 3 and lose 1 reason. But that's... Again, I normally am afraid of reason, so I don't want to do that. Still, though, yeah, we have Recluse, but we can't take it, unfortunately. We have to take Botanist. And we haven't even leveled up yet. Man, Yashiro, I love you. And by that, I mean gameplay-wise, it's terrible here. But, you know what? We'll still do our best. We do have a lot of Doom to spare, so there's no reason why I should not be using it, but I'm going to go the extra mile and grab a pack of cigarettes. No, a brick would have been appreciated. A brick would actually be very useful in Recluse here, but hey. Why would you lose faith and stamina? That's a typo, right? No, I don't think it is. Or maybe it is, but I don't want to do it right now because I'm going to die for it, so... I mean, I could theoretically, but I also don't want to remove faith. We'll try to test that out after this stream. Or after this run, sorry. I need reason, by the way, and unfortunately, yeah, we might as well just brace, because we're going to one-shot this guy next turn anyway. Don't use, but just see, yeah, it says, I'm pretty sure it says negative right now. So it's, yeah, it says minus 3 faith, minus 5 stamina. So, yeah. I don't think we can even trade stamina for reason while we're here, but what I'm really waiting for is the level up and the bath, unless we lost. I think we lost, wasn't I complaining about that? Yeah, I was complaining about that for good reason. Well, we're gonna hold on this level up because we need to do that. Because you think you want to play as Negative Faith Yashiro, that's why you'd use it. That's right, we have Fearful as well. But the only way I one-shot these things is if I use up all my time units. Help! We might actually have to take it last. We do have cigarettes, but that's not going to save me. Also, high threat level forest. This is stamina, right? Never mind, we passed it, but... Hey. So minus faith, I think the biggest thing that I remember is that you don't get as much experience. I mean, you may even lose experience at the end. So in this case, yeah, -5 experience at the end of the mystery. So you get experience for completing the mystery, minus or plus whatever the faith effect is, on top of max stamina reason. But again, it's the negative experience that is most harmful. So now it really is harmful to be, in my opinion, more negative faith. Also, torn muscle plus flashbacks. I really hate it here, by the way. This just happens to be a bad Yashiro run. Again, normally I'm not doing so bad as Yashiro, but in this particular instance, yes. And then, thing again. We can't even one-shot this guy. But I can't run away anyway because we're losing too much. Oh, wow, we don't even get to do that. Never mind. Yeah, not my day, most likely, right now. We have to run, by the way. We can't take that encounter. We shouldn't run into another one, but we'll see. Can we get a dog at least? No, we can't even get that. We wouldn't even been able to get that normally anyway. But, wow. Well, no, either way it's bad. And, yeah. Who has, aside from maybe Moriko, 8 perception? Anywho. We'll do it like this. We'll do one more run. Maybe this isn't the day, but we'll see in this last run here. Whether I succeed or not, we'll see. Yo, got that exquisite taste, character exclusive random item, Kyrie. So first character you get, or I think you start with 3 characters right in World of Horror, but anywho. Light, second mystery, second encounter at the very, very end if we have this explore, but I might as well remember it. Strength, dexterity, charisma, but really we're going to take about 6 stamina, 3 reason. It's not often that I get a thing, and in fact, you know, if RNG is going to be that bad for me, I might as well do Monument here. And hope that I get a weapon. So, let us find out if the Gambler Fallacy is less a fallacy for me than it is for the general humanity in general. Arms, Bulletin, Kana, Akamoto, Ward. So, yeah, no weapon at all. We can visit the History Club and find out. That is nice. And we'll do it again. Itho to Flame. Yeah, we'll go shopping here. It's not like we're going to use it anywhere else. And Demon Mask. So, off we go. I don't want to equip the Demon Mask yet, but if bad things happen, bad things happen. And the Rock Ring, by extension. So that's why I'm willing to just roll on events here. Again, here, it makes more sense for me to be more unafraid of healing things. Can we even take this, by the way? We can have Itho to Flame, so you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's fight. I also have Grow Teeth as well, but that may not always be what I want to do. Also, I forgot that that happens when I do that, but it's fine for the moment. But more importantly, I can now wear the rock ring, and we can move on. And I know I've started runs at 20% Doomish, so that's why I'm just like, throughout my Doom. But in the meanwhile, we'll just do things like this as well. I should have equipped the Demon Mask, but again, I don't want to lose out on stamina that I could have saved on. And we also have a bottle of water, but that's, again, that's why my stamina threshold is a lot higher for me right now. Are we going to hit 9 kicks in a row finally? Oh, thank goodness. Even though we weren't taking a lot of damage there, but we'll take it. New flavor test. Can your nostrils become haunted? No, I feel like that's always been there. But maybe I'm wrong. It's also because I don't often use the corpse dust, but I've started using it more now, so hey. We'll take the Doom decrease there, because that's cool. We'll visit Monument. No, maybe it's stamina. Nope, reason again. And off we go. Never paid attention to it. Yeah, there's a fair bit of flavor text here and there. As we finally equip the Demon Mask. Especially if Kana's not with us, it would be a good idea to get extra damage. But instead, the threat level increases. Now I become sad. I didn't use the police station, did I? Well, there goes 3 reason. And there goes Grow Teeth and Itho to Flame, if I can even see anything. Which I can't, so I guess we're just gonna sit here and wait instead. I thought doesn't Grow Teeth do 1 more damage than Kick, otherwise it's a useless spell. So theoretically I can get 4 damage. It just functions like a Kick except for its damage, but we'll see. We'll see. So if I'm about to enter the bath here, especially with the thingy, I might as well cast Grow Teeth now. Drink this bottle of water and then fill it back up to top myself off on stamina. That's, again, a really small optimization, but it can help. And you know what? Funny enough, we'll take knowledge, and then strength. We're gonna get 8 strength and 8 knowledge, and I think we already ran into our second encounter, so now I'm a bit scared. Oh, we have ward, by the way. But we don't have the thing anyway, so maybe I should have just taken the ward. It's too late. I need the handcuffs anyway. Yeah. So we'll set the, max threat level hospital and move on. There was once a time, as we go on a tangent for a moment, where I thought about playing one of the Pathfinder games, but I guess at this point you would just play Baldur's Gate 3, right? So, and we actually have Baldur's Gate 3 as well, so we bought that game as well, so that I don't need to stay subscribed. But you get the point. I have a lot of good games available to just play and, show off, and I haven't even touched... I know I did a trying to play on Baldur's Gate 3, but I actually have not even gone very far in that game. So maybe at some point, I mean, now would be a good point, now that I have over 1,000 subscribers, and, maybe I can get more interest in the game. If for nothing else than to keep on playing with the motif of this channel, which is RNG. But hey, and that trying to play video like that, what happened there did happen. I think it was like bad rolls here and there, but hey. But yeah. So we have Persona 5 Royal. We have Baldur's Gate 3. Again, I think I attribute that in... Oh, nice 10 roll, by the way. I attribute a lot of that to... Are we going to be okay here, by the way? I think we're going to be okay here, right? We have a bottle of water. Exactly the reason why you didn't watch a single minute of BG3? Yeah. I mean, to its most general merit, and it is a general merit, that is a personal preference thing, RNG, but... To its merit, it does stay very faithful to our TRPGs. Now, at that point, the only way it really doesn't stick with it is that, well, as I mentioned before, GMs will usually, in my opinion, not that I've played a lot of TRPGs, if at all, but they usually have some mercy on you, but... yeah, BG does not. I mean, unless it has a setting that says loaded dice, but I think even that can go wrong for you. So, I mean, how useful can it go really? But it at least does handfuls of fun. So it actually does have a setting like that. So, yeah, I forgot how reliable it is, but I do know that the setting exists. We need a rest, by the way. Let's actually play in a consistent way-ish and try to survive. But anywho. Yeah, so it has a setting, and one of its settings, again, to just say it again, it has a loaded dice, or some kind of a setting where you can influence the RNG. But at that point, you might go, some people even go, even though you complain about RNG, you're like, well, I don't want the game to have mercy on me, I want to play with real RNG. But at that point, I think you're kind of being hypocritical, and I've been that way once myself as well, but... when I think about it, it doesn't make as much sense, because if you're complaining about RNG, you would want to switch the setting on. But if you don't want to switch the setting on because you believe in... Because you're like, no, I want to play with the RNG, though, then I think there's another word for that, or that's more accurate, and I don't think it's just hypocritical as well. I think there's an actual phrase for it. Also, nice misses, by the way. I really appreciate that. But, anywho, we still two-turn it, but hey. And again, even at points, if you want to point out, like, hypocrisy on my end, feel free to point it out. I will quickly correct myself, because I know even though I add the moniker that is, I am kind of a wanderer myself, so it's not like I know everything. At the same time, that's not a defense if I just outright say something really weird. We're on the internet, so if you post an opinion on the internet, I do expect to receive criticism. At times. I should rest here. I don't know why I've done this to myself, but we'll just do this and increase the threat level back to maximum, and hope for the best. I should have really rested, though, but at this point, it's kind of a lot. We still want to... No, do we? No, we've already rested. Yeah, we might as well rest again, then. At least twice. We are going to run from this encounter here. We can't fight this boss. We could, but I don't want to. That would not be healthy for HP. And yes, we do need to equip the demon mask or the crestfallen mask at some point. But we have 2 mysteries to go through. We'll find out what happens. We also have arms at the end here, but... I'll work with what I have. Also, I almost visited the history club again and gotten myself killed. That was a modifier issue, but still. Also, Yogatag, that's right. But again, we want to benefit from the... We want to... benefit from the rock ring for as long as we can. So, especially since we may have a strength check. I think we do have a strength check. I also forgot my second encounter again, but that's a me thing. Oh no, the threat level increased in the apartments that we're not gonna visiting. Oh no. I gotta take the things very. Okay, so what I was trying to say a lot earlier was that there is someone who lives around me that I believe in terms of because they never, the person that I'm talking about has also never really played like a TRPG, but they saw Baldur's Gate 3 being announced and coming out, and they're like, yeah, this is gonna be a very popular game. And I often believe this person when they make comments like that, so it turns out when they're right. And at this point, you should have expected them to maybe oh, that's all, I did some math errors. Because of Demon Mask. That's my fault. But I guess we'll leave it at that. Yeah, my mind is going, so I don't want to give you any bad gameplay, but we'll zot it down for about 10-15 minutes as yeah, so this person I trust a lot. You would think that someone like this makes a channel or something, but they don't. They just live as they do, and well, like I said, this very same person is. No, I'm not gonna say that much. I'll say it when it matters. But yeah, I believe this person. When they say a game is gonna be good before it even comes out, it turns out a lot of the time, or a game is not gonna do well as well. The opposite works as well. It turns out a lot of the time they're right. Now, objectively, there are some people who disagree, but I think at that point it's player preference because, well, again, for Baldur's Gate 3 when it came out, it just smacked everyone in the face, and came out. Same thing for Elden Ring. This person was like, they looked at Elden Ring, they're like, Elden Ring's gonna be a big hit, and I'm like, yeah, I agree too. I was keeping my eye on Elden Ring, but they got it. They also said the same for Palworld. They're like, wow, Palworld is gonna come out, it's gonna be really popular, and it might not be as quote-unquote popular now, but you can't deny that whenever Palworld comes up with an update, like the Sakurajima one thing, or announces something, it pops out as well. So yeah. So yeah, when they're set on a game, it turns out they're right about the game. Not that they're blessing the game, but it's more on the fact of, it's more around the conversation of, can you figure out if a game is going to be good just by looking at the gameplay? And if anything about the gameplay mechanics are announced, can you work based off what you do? And then there is some merit to that, right? There's some merit to both sides. And the opposing side would be like, well, how do you know if you haven't played the game? But at the same time, for example, we'll use an example I'm aware of and some people in chat are aware of, where in Summoner's War or Epic 7, which are gacha games, they may release a hero or a character and give you the basically direct moveset. So you're allowed to basically already think about, okay, what's going to happen when this character is introduced to the game? Do you know what's going to happen? Is that fun? Is it going to result in imbalances here and there, and so on and so forth? So at that point, it's like, well, we don't know if we won't know how it is until they're in the game. It's like, well, that's not true, because in that specific instance, you can kind of already work around, all right, if it is working as intended, then how are things going to pan out? Also, I realize that I've done a thing that I need to check on later, but I can check on it later. But yeah, that. But at the same time, for games that that are coming out and releasing, you rarely get the guarantee one. That's why you stop playing the garbage and gotchas. Yeah, same thing. I know I'm still on Epic 7 pretty much, but that's because that game is really easy to AFK as opposed to Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. Those are good games as well, I think, but I don't have time for them. So, yeah. But as for games, yeah, before the games come out, whether or not you can look at a game's style and be like, yeah, it's going to be really popular, or also look at a game's mechanics or just the game in general and determine whether or not it's going to be a good game. I think that is a very, very obviously useful skill for those who are more frugal, like me. But also, yeah, like, you can kind of see it already. You should be able to see. I think a very objective and logical mind can usually see a game before it comes out and determine that it's going to be very popular. There is some people skills needed as well, but you can, again, I think when you have a high amount of ability to kind of read into things, especially as they relate to video games, but also in general as someone subscribes somewhere, then yeah, you can absolutely determine whether or not a game is going to be successful. Not everyone has it, but hey, I think that's on Twitch too. I need to actually just get rid of that, because for some reason, maybe that is YouTube channel. I guess I'm going to find out. But yeah, it is a point of contention to think about. And again, not a lot of, if a majority of people had this ability, me included, because I don't often, Even though I'm game dev myself, I should have some ability, but I don't. It's not as great as the person I'm talking about, or some people who can look at a game and say, yeah, this game's gonna be really popular. We should get the game. We should play the game. Or in the case of being a streamer or content creator, we should play the game on our channel or stream the game on our stream, so on and so forth. But again, because at this point, I mean, for obvious reasons, right? It's not like it's a bad reason either. I think it's actually a good reason. Most times when games just newly release and they're just hot for whatever reason, or they're heavily marketed, people just jump on the game because it's heavily marketed, whether it's a good game or a bad game. And then there's good, like, from the business side of things, when you're streaming or making content, if a game is good or bad, you can still, run a successful channel stream based on a good or bad game. But if you're working specifically on a game and you want your game to be successful, obviously you want your game to be good. But in the topic of just, jumping on any game that comes out, that's, again, there's not really a lot of foresight there, because if you're doing variety streams or content, you might as well just jump on any games that comes out, and so you care less about whether or not a game is going to be good, and so you don't need the ability to foresee that a game is going to be good. But on that topic, again, if you're making content and whatnot, and you know whether or not games are going to be good, you can't just, make a channel based off saying, okay, hey, a game hasn't come out yet, I'm going to say it's going to be really popular or very good. And if when someone is right like 6 to 12 times in a row, then there might be something there, unless they just have insider information. But yeah. Still waiting to QA my game. I really should get onto that. I keep saying every month I'm going to do it, or don't end up finishing. You know why? It's because I keep making mistakes here and there, so it is on me to fix those mistakes and actually make progress. Again, at this point, I'm still going through kind of because I usually like to not plan out the entire game, because this one's going to be pretty much like, it's not going to be a live service, but I'm going to be working on it pretty much incrementally at my own will. And it's going to be free. Again, you can donate, so I have to treat it like a commercial project, but you can download it for free. I should not force you to, at worst, and I shouldn't even be doing this. I don't think I'll even be doing this. I'll put out a payment option that, gives you a little goodie in game or something. But other than that, the game should be entirely free to play. I'm not going to lock content behind a paywall. That's what I'm trying to say. Unless it's content that doesn't do anything, like I just decide to make another skin for a character. This is with RPG Maker too, so you can theoretically do this, but I'm probably not planning to do that, so I'm sure. And it's going to start very small, so the longer I hold off on this, actually the more it hurts me, because when I finally release it, it's going to be like, there's only like this much content. But if you're listening to me, again, I said I wanted to work on the game incrementally. So it's definitely not going to be complete when it comes out, in terms of the whole story is there. But I do want it to set kind of like the road for where I want to go. And again, it's something I want to be playing on this channel too, just to have fun. But we'll see what happens later on. Skins RPG are very easy to mod in, to be honest, yeah. I mean, if just not to include, those are, like, hypothetically speaking, and I probably could do this myself, I do know how to basically, do that stuff. It's not very hard when you really think about it. If you're going through the game's own design, like, you are allowed to do things like that. Unless they're using assets made by someone else who tells you not to modify their sprites, but that's... Usually people are very reasonable about that. But, again, I also still try to work with the terms that I'm given with. But yeah, as we end the stream, if anyone has any questions before the last minute or so, as I continue talking about the topics I'm talking about, please let me know now. Otherwise, yeah. Again, when you're right about whether or not a game is going to be successful or not, a lot of times, I think there's something in that. I think that person may have some thing, unless there's some, like, really nefarious reason, but usually that's not the case. So, yeah. When you're playing some games that are modded to... Yeah, again, if they're for reasons that, help you out, then I'm not really going to say much. Obviously, ACT. But, to each their own. I think those have now been active, or what am I trying to say? Outwardly, not condemned, but said, because I think already in its terms and whatnot, FF14's terms say not to use outside programs that can, specifically, even to specific wording, extract data. But I don't remember what the exact wording is. But obviously, they can't affect the game, but also they can't extract data and present, to give players advantages, which... Let's just be real here. It provides an in-game advantage, especially if you go out of your way to mod ACT in ways that allow you to basically foresee things coming out in a way that most humans would not be. Most humans may not be able to react. Again, anything. Well, especially now, and I'm not going to really explain why, and flogs, but yeah, I'm not going to really explain too much unless someone asks me, but you can as of right now, in Dawn Trail specifically, there's not really a mechanic or anything that I've seen and heard of that really... How should I say it? There are no mechanics, whatnot, in any fights or raids that are out right now. We'll see an Extreme, Savage, but really, even in the history of FF14, that you need to be a computer to really consistently get. Most of the time, I mean, there has been some consideration for, you know, being, like, for most human beings can react, me included, where if you see a mechanic happening and you're at least aware of it, you're usually going to have a good idea of what to do once you've learned the mechanic. But again, if you push yourself to, you know, having abilities much, you know, above average of a normal human being, then yeah, you're going to be able to react to everything. And obviously, in my case, even though I'm not the greatest fighting game player myself, if you have a history of playing fighting games at all to at least an okay level, you don't have to be a competitive player, but if you played fighting games, things that happen in MMORPGs in general are pretty much, you know, in slow motion, because they, you know, yeah, sure, you might have only 3 to 4 seconds to, if even that short, to respond to identify a mechanic and respond to it. It's really only like you have 6 to 7 seconds to identify a mechanic in FF14 and then react to it, which obviously if you are reacting to and we know this because it's observable in fighting games, but when professional fighting game players, you know, are shimmying around in neutral and they react to things in 10 to 20 frames, literally that fast, then yeah, something that happens in 6 seconds in an MMORPG is going to be very, very reactable. And there's no Savage Raid, yeah. That's to be released in about a week or two's time, because that's how they do it. And that is a nice change. You don't want people rushing through the story, so you want to give them a week or two minimum. But hey. So, whichever, coming to FF15 without is a big no-no. Again, and that's what I mean, right? Like, those kinds of things are not implicitly needed, and again, they are outright condemned by certain people, but obviously are not quote unquote allowed by the terms of FF14. But obviously, people still use them, and I don't think, I mean, ethically, if I were to be a human being and sit down, I'm not saying whether it's right to do or not. Obviously, don't do things that are going to get you banned here and there, but on average, like, ACT is not really going to help, not really going to hurt people. Now, it has hurt people, you know, people posting damage numbers on vlogs and being outright with them can hurt people's feelings, but at the same time, like, there is some discourse about that I'm not really going to stand on one side and say one side is correct, but because I can see both sides, like, you kind of see the point, and there are good points for both sides, but at the same time, I'm not going to outwardly, like, go on a witch hunt for anyone, because it's normally not going to hurt you. But it is providing an advantage. Let's not say anything. Knowing how much damage you're outputting and whether or not you're making a mistake here and there. If you go and say if you even pug something and find out you're doing less damage as a Pictomancer than another Pictomancer, then you can kind of intuit that something's wrong, and therefore you have an advantage because now you have the knowledge that, hey, I can definitely optimize more. But again, in my opinion, while it is an advantage, it's not hurting you because it's actually making play. Like, if you come upon a realization that makes you want to improve, I think that is a healthy thing. But, you know, you can never say that you're not. Some could say that they're using ACT, but actually be doing malicious things with it. So, meh. You never boast about DBS or anything because it was played on Power Class. Is a good thing in your opinion. Yeah, and I think in my opinion it's normally good. But again, don't do anything that would get you banned. That would I cannot ethically promote such a thing because it is literally not allowed. But yeah, that's a bit of my experience. And again, funny, like, I have gone into, like, in my history, in my resume, I have done Savage Raids on pretty much a mobile connection. And by that I mean it was like we were lagging like crazy. And again, I play with someone I normally raid with someone who does more raids, like who could and can actively raid and has actively raided in the past. So in a very competent level. So we once were raiding in a Savage Raid. I can't remember which one exactly because I'm sure it was sometime during Alexander, but
We were not working with a very healthy internet connection, that I will say. But we could still do the mechanics just fine, because again, you have more than enough time to react and be in position or do things that you normally need to be. And if that's not the case, then we simply adjust our timing. There have been times when odd things happen, but when you adjust your timing, turns out it's like, okay, normally if I had a healthy internet connection, moving early here would kill me. But because we know we have a worse internet connection, if we move early, we're probably going to be fine, because the game reads that you're going to move earlier. And, you know, being able to read when things are snapped, mechanics are snapped in, AoEs are snapped in, is one of the many skills needed. I didn't have the most, I was obviously, I myself was not, I was at best probably a C tier raider, but I could follow directions and get things done, if anyone who has raided with me can vouch for things. Now, obviously, if I ever came back to, like, I've been rusty. There was a time when I forgot to tank LB, but those times are few and far between, but they usually don't happen again. Basically, if I fail something, I'm probably not going to fail in that same way again, mechanic-wise. But even then, though, I do put some undue hardship to myself, because well, not undue hardship, but I try to do my own fare of work. So when I know I'm about to raid on something, I usually like to know what I'm getting into, because usually there's information out on an entire raid by the time things come out. I'm obviously not usually like racing to be first, so I'm not going in blind. But even then, the ability to follow directions and know what you're doing, like having a good idea of kind of memorizing what you need to do, is a part of my part of my memory. But again, I am quite forgetful, so normally times, I mean, I'll admit it right now, I think I still have the video of it up, but I write down notes of what I want to do, I time things out in the fight, I record my fight and go, okay, I need to do this, here, and here, I should hold this, and this, even though I might not be optimal DPS-wise, just in case something weird happens, like someone fails a mechanic, like, I'm thinking all of this out, and then I learn to muscle memory in that way. So, yeah. Well, the tank LB was I think tank LB was in 11, I believe. Was it 011? That's 011, right? The spider on the floating square. But yeah, there's a point where you need to tank LB after the mid phase, or after the not ad phase, but it's an in between phase, and you're supposed to LB, and I didn't LB, and I know that disappointed a lot of people. But after that, obviously, it never happened again. And in fact, you know, I'm data wise, I'm definitely one of the top 3 to not make mistakes. If even only several. Like, the mistakes I make are consistency mistakes, where I just happen to, like, somehow get clipped here and there, but usually that's not going to happen, because again, I do my homework on things, and so I make sure that I'm not going to get hit, even if it sacrifices a bit of DPS here or there, and it does sacrifice a lot. Like, I walk out early, so you're getting less auto attacks, and auto attacks for melee classes accounts for a pretty healthy, chunky amount of your DPS. But if it means you don't die, you do less DPS when you're dead. So that's the thing. Only Savage had done were Eden 910. Yeah, so I remember stepping, basically, I think the earliest raid I've done was stepping in for conflags and the Coil of Bahamut. So actually, I am quite an old player, I guess. But I stopped playing, I think, around near when Endwalker came out. So if I wanted to get back in, I'd need to catch up a lot. But thankfully, I don't have to pug. And if I did have to, I mean, I could just play with other people. Or myself, because I used to, and I think this is allowed, because it's like, I'm actually paying for 2 subscriptions. But I used to play with 2 different setups, whether that's PlayStation and PC, or 2 PCs, and I had 2 subscriptions. And that was fun. I think I still have videos of me doing that, too. Because my main account was more normally a Rogadin, but then I had another account that I paid a subscription for, where I played as a Lalafell. So I kind of roleplayed there as well. You started to play when Nier Automata got introduced, the raids, the 24-man, yeah. So again, a lot of people joined around that time too, and then obviously when the World of Warcraft Exodus happened, it exploded even more for reasons that I think is pretty obvious, but FF14 also helps that FF14 is a pretty solid MMORPG experience. I think the funniest statements or set of statements I've heard from someone who's gone from WoW to FF14 was on the lines of, wow, where was all this quality? I know I heard about the quality of life of FF14, but wow, why did World of Warcraft never do these things? I feel so free and open right now. It's like, wow, it's all this stuff. And one of the most important parts, again, I guess for people who, especially those who raid or did raids in both games, and have done raids in both games by now, is the now FF14 added. And it wasn't like that recent, but it also wasn't that old either. But at this point, is the, what am I trying to say? Not the pity drops; those were part of it too, but also the currency that you get after doing Savage raids successfully. And so you eventually gather enough of these, and you are guaranteed to get them. That way, you're not just rolling on RNG. It's like, I need the scholar weapon, or I need the body piece to drop, and it's not dropping. And now you just get the what? There's some other way to call them, a more generic way, but you get the point. And that was definitely not available in some ways, or at least in a more healthy way in other MMORPGs. But yeah, at this point, I think FF14 is now the standard, but again, there is still some value in World of Warcraft. It has it has made the history that it's made, and I mean, it could revive itself, but yeah, it is. FF14 is definitely winning out, and Dawn Trail just came out, so yeah. But obviously, I'm not really in tune with rating or FF14 in general anymore. If I did come back, I would want to be in the full, but that would be at a point in which I'm not living healthily but I just, or not that I need to live really healthily, but I would be in a more comfortable life situation in terms of, well, time and resources. So at that point, I would get back into FF14, but I'll also get back in the way that I would be playing on 2 accounts again, just to have fun. And the main benefit to that, aside from just, 2-man instancing older things for the sake of completionist sake, is to also, craft and gathering. If you have 2 accounts simultaneously working together, and you are legally playing 2 accounts because you are, you've bought 2 subscriptions, then you can do what you want. It was really fun because I had the Rogadin standing over the Lalafell sitting on a chair, and they were both fishing. That was, immersion, roleplay. But, things. Tombstones, but yeah, there's another thing, because in Savage Raids, now they drop little tokens, I guess. I will call them tokens. Not exactly currency, but they're more because you accumulate these tokens and you turn them in for whatever you want. So now you literally have a pity system. Literally. So, or figuratively. But there was that. So yeah, on the topic of 2-manning though, I did often help out. Like when I was actively playing FF14, I did often, and this is the person I know as well, I did actively help out when we needed to do things like Wondrous Tales. It's like, we'll just 2-man this stuff. And the question is often, can we 2-man this? It's like, oftentimes the answer was yes, because we both knew what we were doing, and so we would just go into, like, say, when we were doing Stormblood. When we were in Stormblood, it's like, were we able to survive this, and mechanic in, say, Shinryu? Not Shinryu. Durgan from Heavensward. And there was a specific, I think the extreme, because you specifically also needed to do the extremes. Normals you could do on your own, over-leveled, but it's like, yeah, we're over-leveled, but are we going to be able to survive the things that happen during Hot Wing, Hot Tail? Can we do the spear phase and do them properly, because they're switching, if it's just the 2 of us? And the answer to that was yes, we could. Granted, yes, we had to go in over-leveled and over-geared, but, like, that's not, like, at this point, trying to do some of those extremes with just 2 people is still a challenge, even if you may be over-leveled, because you still have to be able to perform the mechanics, if nothing else, but also, at times, that for extremes that are closer to the expansion that we're at currently, in this case, it would be Endwalker. If you're trying to over-level them with just 2 people, oftentimes, there are some times when you need DPS, and so you need to, do DPS while also doing mechanics. But, and that way we can trust each other, because, it's not like we were, and even if we were living cross-distance, I think we were sometimes living apart, and I was just with this other person, and we are just doing things like Wondrous Tales, or, hey, can you help me out just doing this extreme? It's like, sure, if it's just the 2 of us, but if it's actually going into raiding, I often just hated raiding in general. I just hate, not that I hated, again, I'll always continue saying this, because I love the people I raided with. I think they were good people in general, but, all the people that I personally was brought in to raid with were good people. Pugging is a different story, but yeah, I just didn't like doing raiding in general. I didn't like doing raiding. Even though I could do it, I just didn't like doing raiding. I would rather sit around and craft and gather, which I guess is now in a healthier state, but back then I just sat there and just threw things on the market board, but also just went to craft and gather and just hoarded things. I'm a lot of a hoarder, if you didn't already see, HOARDER, like a dragon. Because I would hold on to things and be like, yeah, well, I did not have the optimal crafting rotations and didn't for whatever reason, because I'm me. I vastly remember someone asking me to make an item, and I'm like, I just failed to craft in front of them. But then I was like, well, actually, I just have this item sitting in my retainer, so I'll just give you the item. And they're like, yay! Because that's just what I did. So, yeah. Stormblood almost made you quit. You never played Lost Ark, and you recommend not to. You would hate the experience super hard. Yeah. So really, I mean, if you want to get me into MMORPG, I've tried a few, World of Warcraft included. Heck, I think I still even have a RuneScape account sitting somewhere, but it would be FF14. Like, I just don't have the time, especially, again, playing World of Horror, playing these Raising Sims at this current month or 2 months, playing whatever games I plan to play, getting into whether it's Frostpunk 2, Slay the Spire 2, so on and so forth. And yeah, Lost Ark is like my kryptonite after what I said, yeah. I am sitting, again, when I play an MMORPG, I'm not there for the battling, basically. I can, and I do have some fun at times, but pugging has oftentimes, in my experience, because of my own RNG as well, pugging, in my experience, has been a bad experience because, one, I get the RNG of players who are just, I don't mind if you don't know what you're doing with your class, because then, at least if you're receptive to learning, it's like, that's a good experience, because then you've at least helped out humanity in some way. But then you get people who are just unreasonable, so it's just like, like I have... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to tell that story. I'll save that story for a later date, I guess, if and when I ever get to F14. But, I guess the last thing I'll say here, on terms of, only raids and boss fight, that's... If you have to do them with other people, it's not an experience I'm really comfortable with. But yeah, as I close out this stream here, I guess the last thing I will say, aside from just asking people to support me for whatever reason, if you're sitting through this Zatsudan, if you want to, if for some reason I go on hiatus, I have readily deserved to lose half of my subscriptions and all my memberships and all my support. But on the other topic of that, I am leaving pretty much about 1 or 2 game slots open. So if you give me a game to play, like literally give me a game to play, if you donate a game to me that you want to see me play, I will play it on my channel or stream it. I promise you that much, because that's still what I plan to do for Slay the Spire. I've been missing out on that for the week, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, just know that there are 2 slots open. I guess the 3rd slot went to Slay the Spire, but 2 slots open right now, and I'll let you know when those slots are open. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, don't feel pressured to do so. I'm not asking for freebies, but if you really want to recommend a game to me and give it to me and donate it to me, I need to use those specific terms, because I'm just being... in America, we have a thing on donation tax and whatnot, so I do not want anyone to hurt themselves, even though there's a big threshold for that. But yeah, if you feel like you want to see me play a game and see how I do, I will play the game and play it. I will immensely enjoy it. But for no other reason than because I ethically believe in, if someone gives something to you, you should give back. And if nothing else, I can at least give you videos and streams on games that you give me. But yeah, without further ado, games that I can play logically. Obviously, if they break the YouTube terms of service, I cannot play them. But without further ado, I think we'll end this stream right now. So again, you know where to reach me. I normally can be reached through Discord with the same name I use for this channel. I do have a business email account, but please only email me for business-related things, like if you want to commission or someone, or if you want me to somehow commission you, or if you want time to talk about the channel as a business sense. And I think I have a few other things. If you want to just informally just comment, criticize, or question me on my videos or streams, you're free to do that as well. But without further ado, I'd just like to thank everyone who came to watch or is watching in the future for watching, and I will see you later. We're gonna do a stream tomorrow as well, but if I don't do one for whatever reason, I know I've scheduled one, but if it doesn't happen, I'll try to say something. But yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!